Hi everyone, my name is Karen and I write for More Than Borderline, which is a blog on HealthyPlace.com. Today I'm going to talk about how to speak with your immigrant family members if you have BPD. I'm aware that there are different types of families, like it's not a monolith, not every Filipino family is the same. But I've noticed in my life some cultural themes within family dynamics in the Filipino culture. But I'm just going to speak from my point of view and what my personal experience was like. My family in particular, there was a lot of emphasis on looks, appearances, success, and kind of talking about your emotions and your struggles was not met with a lot of empathy because it was just not understood that, people who were born in America could struggle the way that our parents were who were born in the Philippines. In their point of view, I can imagine that they see it as like their children have whatever they need. Their children don't have to struggle in a third world country the way that they did. So how could they possibly be depressed? How could they possibly have anxiety? What could they complain about? And I noticed this kind of sentiment coming up, growing up, and trying to open up about having depression. And this was before my diagnosis with BPD. So when I got an official diagnosis with BPD, I felt super ashamed of it. I actually denied to myself that I had anything wrong with me because I felt like I had to uphold I just had to be strong for my family, is what I believed. And because of this, I kind of held tight to this notion that if I could just get good grades, hold down a job, that my problems would just go away and I could internalize everything. Obviously, this did not help me during college. This actually nearly broke me. I rejected therapy, but I began to have a lot of suicidal ideation. And this is what prompted me to see a psychiatrist and actually get help for my problems. And I remember I was specifically dealing with, the suicidal ideation one, but also, feelings of wanting to self-harm whenever things triggered me because I didn't know what triggers even were. So I just want to bring this into how I finally started to open up to my parents despite being afraid of them maybe scoffing at me or not really understanding the words that I'm saying, not really having that Western ideology behind mental health, mental illness. And what I did was I first went to DBT. I didn't know that it would actually help me. I was, in fact, pretty skeptical about it. DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy, by the way. And I was really surprised at how much it helped me learn to communicate effectively while I was dealing with hard emotions. And why I'm bringing this up is because for me, if it wasn't for DBT, I would not have been calm enough to explore different ways to open up to my parents. I think that the first time I opened up to them, I lashed out because I just had so much built up resentment about my parents not understanding my struggles, them kind of just telling me to deal with it, pick myself up by my bootstraps type of thing, which was very invalidating at the time. I was scared. Nobody knew that I was even dealing with this diagnosis. And when I went to DBT, I learned certain skills on how to be confident, even though you're scared, even though you want to yell at the person or cry. And this helped me couple verbally talking about my diagnosis, knowing that I was going to get anxious, and knowing that I could text them later and kind of tell them what I was really feeling if I couldn't tell them in the moment what it was like to live with BPD. And the thing about exploring, like emailing them, texting them if I can't get things out, I learned that I can start sharing resources with them so that they can learn from another perspective, maybe from a professional, what BPD really was. So I just want to bring this up because I think that things are really good between me and my mom right now in particular. Nowadays, I can call her when I'm feeling anxious, when I'm feeling stressed about triggers. I might not always say that it's because of my BPD. I might just say like I'm struggling mentally. And just to have that door open has been a really big game changer for me. So I would love to hear about what your experiences have been like talking to your immigrant family members. I know that there are generational differences. Maybe they don't understand, or maybe you have really loving parents that kind of defy the odds, especially in the Asian culture. I know that. I've just seen a lot of content of different creators who talk about how much they struggle talking to their parents about wanting to go to therapy. So I would love to hear from your point of view, and feel free to comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.